outrun you. My head. Let's write down. We see the world. Hi, it's Amy Thomson here from Create.Build.Inspire, and I'm here to help you make the best use of your time. This is something that I struggled with for a long time, and the reason was not because of my time management skills, as I thought it was. The more I tried to get better, I didn't necessarily get better because there were underlying causes. And I think this happens with a lot of people with their time management. And the reason being is because of these three factors, and I'll get into them in a bit in detail. But the three factors are knowing what you want to do and knowing yourself completely. Next is getting the proper help and coaching as needed. And then the last is having a plan and then adjusting it as necessary. So first off, if you don't know what you want to do, don't beat yourself up about it. That's okay. All right? If you have difficulties with time management and struggling on certain tasks, chances are you're struggling with other perceptions of yourself or your image. Knowing yourself is very important. Every one of us has limitations. We have perceptions that we believe true about ourselves. We have habits. We have patterns in our life. Every one of these perceptions makes a big impact on how we use and manage our time. Think of it this way. If you know exactly what you're doing and you're fully confident with what you're doing, you're not going to have things in the way holding you back. But if you're not fully confident, or if you're not 100% certain of things, or if you have some kind of belief that other things are more important than the things that you need for what you want, then you're going to use your time ineffectively by making these other things more important. So when it comes down to time management, the first thing that you really have to look at is your perception of yourself. Okay, so next, say that you do already know what you want to do. You've got to know how to make it happen. Some people just know. They've either seen enough of it, been around it, they just know, or they're confident already and they can just go out and do it. They learn as they go, and they actually produce results and make things happen. Other people have less confidence and more struggles. I'm not saying everything comes down to confidence, but a big part of it is confidence. You can logically know how to do something and then do everything exactly opposite of what you need to be doing. So having a coach who's familiar in the areas that you need, and somebody who you're comfortable with calling you on the things that you do. You need somebody who's going to be able to say, hey, you said you were going to do this and you didn't, and you need to be strong enough and happy enough with that person and happy enough with yourself that you can accept those answers and that feedback. If you can't accept it, then you're not going to have any luck moving past it. So going back to the first one, you've really got to look at your perception of yourself, because if you have a difficult time taking criticism and feedback, then you're not going to be able to adjust to having a coach very easily. To get better at anything, you've got to be willing to actually look at it objectively, see what's really going on, own it, and then choose to move on. I just had a butterfly fly past me. By owning it and feeling it, you can get the lessons learned, even if at the time it's a very hard lesson. Just feel it and know that it's just a release of energy and that you'll be able to move on. So let it in, let it out. You just have to process, learn, and move on. The last thing is to make a plan. And make your plan, run it by some people who are familiar in the field that you want to be working in. Intuitively feel if everything in that plan is in line with who you are. If it's not in line with who you are and the thoughts and the behaviors and patterns, everything in your self-image, you're just going to be shooting yourself in the foot. You're doing something that's going against the grain. Going against the grain is great for learning experiences, but baby steps. Push the envelope, learn. Push the envelope, learn. Eventually, you'll get there. Okay, so if that's part of your plan and you're willing to expand, that's great. But if you're just going to be doing things that feel wrong all the time, you're actually setting yourself up for sabotage and failure. So when you're looking at time management, instead of looking at the aspect of time management itself, look at the psychology and what's going on inside you, really, first. Then choose what you want to do. Find something that works with your self-perception. Get the help and coaching that you need. Make a plan and follow it. Adjust it as necessary, but you will be able to get where you want and be happy doing what you want. So again, this is Amy Thomson from Create.Build.Inspire, giving you another view of time management. Have a great day. Thanks. Beautiful flowers, eh? Beautiful. And always make sure you take time to smell the flowers.